All right, so we're gonna start with the neck. So we're gonna build tension throughout our body. So we're squeezing those fists, driving those fists down, 20% contraction throughout our body, holding that contraction, continuing to breathe, bringing that chin down to our chest, taking that chin, scraping that collarbone until that chin gets to that shoulder, rotate ear to shoulder, extending that head all the way back, opposite ear, opposite shoulder, chin to shoulder, scrape that collarbone down, back the way we came, chin to shoulder, ear to shoulder, extend that head all the way back, opposite ear, opposite shoulder, chin to shoulder, scrape that collarbone down. 2 more, chin to shoulder, ear to shoulder, extend that head, chin to shoulder, ear to shoulder, scrape that collarbone, rewind, chin to shoulder, ear to shoulder, extend that head back, opposite ear, opposite shoulder, chin to shoulder, scrape that collarbone, continue to build tension. Last rep on our own. Going nice, slow, controlled, not working through any pain, working around pain, but going through any tight or stiffness. Good, next thing we're gonna do is the shoulder. So we're gonna start rotating palm towards me, taking that palm, bringing it right in towards midline, feeling that pec tighten, hitting that midline, bringing that arm up and out, continuing that palm facing forward till that bicep parks right by that ear. We're gonna take that bicep, we're gonna squeeze that bicep out, rotating that palm back, continuing to rotate as we reach back, continuing to rotate, squeezing out even more rotation until that palm's facing out, thumb is facing back, going back the way we came, hitting that roadblock, rotating palm up, continuing to rotate palm up as we park that bicep by that ear, palms facing back now as we come into midline and down. Doing 2 more of those, palm in or palm forward, fingers in, up and out till that bicep gets right towards that ear, squeezing that rotation out, palm out as it reaches back, continuing to rotate palm out as it reaches back, palms now parked by that side, palm out, thumb back, thumb goes back, hit that roadblock. Once we hit that roadblock, start rotating palm up till that bicep comes towards our ear, palms now facing back, and we're coming down and in. Last rep on our own. Squeezing that tension throughout the rest of our body. And left side, building tension, starting palm forward, palm comes midline or pinky comes midline, up and out, hitting that roadblock, squeezing that rotation out, continuing to rotate out and back, palms down by our side, thumb is back. Good, we're gonna take that shoulder blade, we're gonna park that shoulder blade down by our back pocket as thumb goes back, rotating palm up, bringing that bicep right by that ear, pinky coming midline and down. 2 more, pinky midline, up and out, hit that roadblock, rotate palm as we reach back, continue to reach back, palm is facing out, thumb is back, hit that roadblock, shoulder blade down in that back pocket, coming up, down, and in. Last rep on our own. Park that shoulder blade, nice, slow control, building tension throughout the rest of our body. Good. All right, next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna work through the shoulder blades. So we're gonna grab a yoga block. We're gonna go arms out, squeezing that yoga block, building tension through that. Now there's 4 movements of the shoulder blades. We can shrug those shoulders up. We can pull those shoulders apart. We can park them down at our back pockets and squeeze them together. So we're gonna go through those 4 movements. We're gonna shrug up, reach forward, shrug down, pull together. Shrug up, reach forward, shrug down, pull together. Squeezing that yoga block, shrug up, reach forward, shrug down, pull together. We're gonna reverse those movements. We're gonna go down to our back pockets, reach forward, shrug up, pull together. Back pockets, reach forward, shrug up, pull together. 1 more, back pockets, reach forward, shrug up, pull together. Next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna work through the thoracic spine. Now I want you to imagine that we took cement, plastered you in cement from the waist down, so nothing from the waist down can move. So as we go through this, we don't want to see those hips go back at all, but keep those hips there, moving from that thoracic spine. The 4 movements of the thoracic spine are flexion, or kind of crunching forward, extension, rotation, and side bending. So we're going to put those 4 together. We're going to hug ourselves nice and tight. That bottom elbow should stay pinned to that chest that entire time. First thing we're going to do is we're going to crunch forward or round forward through that spine until we feel like we can't go any further without bringing those hips back. We're going to take those elbows, we're going to rotate those elbows to the right. We're going to take that right shoulder, we're going to dip that right shoulder. We're going to stand nice and tall, dip that left shoulder, rotate those left elbows, come back into that crunch. Reverse elbows to the left, side bend to the left, stand nice and tall, side bend to the right, rotate to the right, crunch forward. 2 more. Elbows right, side bend right, stand tall, side bend left, rotate left, fold forward, reverse elbows left, side bend left, stand tall, side bend right, rotate right. Last one on our own. Building tension from the waist down, squeezing that butt if you need to. Nothing from the waist down should be moving or helping in any way. Next thing we're going to work through are the hips. So the thing about the hips is the hip joint actually comes right outside here. So we want to be pulling from this hip joint here rather than our pelvis or our lower back. So there should be a glass of water or something on that back so that as we rotate, if we dip out from that pelvis too much, that's going to fall. So we're going to pull our heel towards our butt. We're going to extend that hip back as far as we can until we feel like we hit that roadblock. Again, not losing it through that lumbar spine. Once we hit that roadblock, we're rotating that outside of the knee up towards the ceiling. We're maintaining that knee height as we pull up towards the elbow and down. 2 more, squeezing that heel towards our butt, rotating outside of the knee up towards the ceiling, maintaining that knee height up towards the elbow, down. Last one, heel back, rotate outside of the knee up towards the ceiling, maintaining that knee height as we go up towards the elbow and down. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. Pulling those heels to the butt, pulling that heel to the butt, bringing that hip back, rotating outside of the knee up towards the ceiling, maintaining that knee height as we go up towards the elbows and down. 2 more. Heel back, rotating outside of the knee up towards the ceiling, maintaining that knee height up towards the elbow and down. Last one, rotating outside of the knee up towards the ceiling, maintaining that knee height and back. All right, we're gonna work through the elbows and the wrists. So we're gonna come into either this sitting position where our toes are tucked underneath or sitting back on our heels. Now, as we go through this, we wanna keep those elbow creases pointed straight towards me that whole time. We're gonna start with those palms facing towards me. We're gonna keep those palms where they are as we squeeze those biceps. Those palms should now be facing you. We're gonna rotate so palms face me, squeeze those biceps, extend those elbows. Rotate palms towards me, squeeze those biceps, rotate palms towards me, extend. 1 more, palms towards me, squeeze those biceps, palms towards me, extend. Keep those palms where they are, squeeze those biceps, rotate palms towards you, extend. Rotate palms, keeping that elbow crease pointed straight towards me that whole time. Squeeze those biceps, palms towards me, rotate palms towards you, extend. Last one. Now we're gonna work through the wrists, and we're gonna do these one at a time. So you're gonna take that opposite hand, you're gonna squeeze that forearm, and I want you to imagine that there's a glass of water on that forearm so that water can't spill at all. And that's why we're taking that hand to really grab that forearm to make sure we rotate from the wrist. Now all we're doing, nice, slow control, making the widest circles we possibly can with those wrists. Exploring that range of motion, exploring what's tight and what's uncomfortable. We're going 3 one way, 3 the other. and squeeze that opposite forearm. Going nice, slow, controlled. 3 one way, and 3 the other. We're working through the knees and the ankles now. So we're gonna grab, starting with that right knee, we're gonna grab that right arm, reach under that right knee, use this offhand to squeeze our hands together to build tension from there. Now we're gonna pull those toes up towards the shin, and you're gonna use landmarks, either that front bone or the 2 bones on our side of our shin, to use to make sure as we rotate, we're rotating that shin on that femur, that leg bone. So keeping those toes up towards the shin, we're gonna rotate that big toe in towards midline. We're gonna extend that leg up, rotate little toes out, and flex. Big toes in, extend, little toes out, flex. One more, big toes in, extend, little toes out, and flex. Keep those little toes out, extend, big toes in, flex. Little toes out, extend, big toes in, flex. Little toes out, extend, big toes in, flex. Same thing as the wrist. We're going through 3 nice slow ankle circles one way, 3 nice slow ankle circles the other. Using that big toe as your guide to draw that widest circle you possibly can. And we're gonna go other leg. So left arm is gonna come under that left knee. We're squeezing those hands together to build tension, pulling those toes up towards the shin, using those landmarks, bringing that big toe in towards midline, extending up, little toes out, flex. Big toes in, extend, little toe out, flex. Big toe in, extend, little toe out, flex. Keep that little toe where it is. Extend, big toe in, flex. Little toe out, extend, big toe in, flex. One more. And 3 nice slow ankle circles one way. 3 nice slow ankle circles the other. Last thing we're working through are those toes. So we're gonna keep 3 points in mind: base of the big toe, base of the little toe, and heels. Those 3 points should stay on the ground or cemented into the ground the entire time. So we're not gonna rotate in or roll out on those, on the outside of the knee or in on those arches. We're gonna drive those last 4 toes into the ground. We're gonna lift those big toes up as high as we possibly can. We're gonna relax, do that again. Drive those last 4 toes into the ground, lift the big toes up. Last time, little toes into the ground, lift the 4 big toes, or lift the big toes. Drive those big toes into the ground, lift those 4 little toes up as much as you can. Don't collapse through that arch. Relax, drive those big toes into the ground, lift 4 little toes up. Last time, big toes into the ground, lift those 4 little toes. We're gonna go all 5 toes up, keep the little toes up, lower the big toes. Again, all 5 toes up, keep the little toes up, lower the big toes. Last time, keep all 5 up, big toes go down, little toes stay up. All 5 up, keep those big toes up, lower the 4 little toes. Again, big toes up, lower the little toes. Last time, big toes up, lower the little toes, and relax.